Hello, everybody. I can't seem to start this intro, apparently. Third time's a charm, I guess. So today we have a very loosey-goosey, very unusual episode today. A fellow friend of mine, his podcast name is The Corner, and he's actually located in Denmark. And my guest this weekend kind of dropped last minute because I'm actually both gonna be going on a field trip. So I kind of decided to do this with him in the middle of my week, which was so this is recorded more days in advance than usual. Anyways, long story short, amongst the confusion and trying to get connected and trying to have clear audio between us, I fucked up and I forgot to record I forgot to record half of it, like half the conversation. Half the first conversation was not recorded. So that's my fault. But we still got a solid 40 minutes of convo. And that was interesting enough. And overall, it's a good episode. So I hope you guys all still enjoy. By the time this episode's out, Field Trip will have already been gone and done and over with. But I hope everyone had a good time. And I am planning on doing media. I'm going to be recording people audioly on my phone or with mics. I haven't really quite decided yet. I'm going to be bringing this camcorder, this bad boy here. I'm going to bring it, and I'm going to be kind of doing just like media, capturing the moment and all that. So, yeah. This is going to be my first festival I've ever attended, so it's going to be really interesting. And I hope to tell you guys how that went. So, without further ado, here's the episode with The Corner. Hello, everybody. We are back for the millionth goddamn time on the McAllister Hours podcast with The Corner. I really hope I record that first part of the podcast. Oh, if not, I'm gonna shoot myself in the face. But it's probably for the best because I think we're actually getting some better connection here. I think than we have been the whole time. I think it's finally settling in.
Yep.
So, yeah, The Corner. So I think we were talking. I think before this we covered we talked about the alcohol, kind of inspiration. So let's just go back to what was it? We were talking about politics, and we cannot recreate.
Yeah, we were talking about how the politics works in Scandinavia.
Yeah. So the differences, and this is actually a really good point because I think that the U.S. needs to adopt something, and I think that's kind of what you were saying, when this wasn't being recorded, is that the U.S. just kind of needs to look at different countries. I totally 110% agree with that. The two-party system is just stupid.
Yeah, it's not doable.
No, not at all. So I guess how does it work there?
So we have a bunch of different parties, right? And Sweden, Norway, Denmark. And some is more left than others. Mm-hmm. Others is more right than others, and then you have a few in between, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the Labour Party in between. And in Denmark, there has recently been an election last year, I think, and then it was the Labour Party that won. And before this, it was a right wing. It was a right wing. Basically the ones that want lower taxes for the rich and blah blah blah, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess people got too fed up with this Republican way of thinking, and then we got this new one, right? In Norway, however, it is working the opposite way, and we had a long time ago we had Labour Party.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time it was Labour Party, but eventually, I don't know, people's mind changed and Norway became way more right wing than you would want to think, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now it is right wing all the way, serving the rich, right? And everybody thinks, then I can get some more money. But what you're instead saying is not more money for the common man, but more money for the rich, right? And I guess people got too fed up with this Republican way of thinking, and then we got this new one, right? In Norway, however, it is working the opposite way, and we had a long time ago we had Labour Party. For a long time it was Labour Party. But eventually, I don't know, people's mind changed and Norway became way more right wing than you would want to think, right? So now it is right wing all the way, serving the rich, right? And everybody thinks, money for the rich in tax reliefs and so on.
So yeah, I mean,
Sweden, wait, man. In Sweden, I'm not sure how they're doing it, but like it is about the same. But in Sweden, it is the liberalists, I think, that is in charge, and that's just completely fucked up. Because Sweden, much like America, did nothing to prevent the corona crisis. And just kept everything open, and said basically pushed the responsibility over to the people. Said you do what you feel, you do what you feel is best. And of course, no bartender or bar owner or restaurant owner in his right mind would say, "Yeah, I'll close down and take that on my own bill."
Yeah, that sounds very similar to the U.S. Because it does seem like there's a very large liberal poll in certain places, but when you live in a place like Des Moines, Iowa, there's a big Republican poll. I think in my mind, I think that's a lot of backlash from the left.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't know about how in Denmark, Norway, or Sweden, but I think in Europe, the Confederate Party, not the Confederate, the Conservative Party, the Conservative Party, got more votes than the previous year, which was like the complete opposite of what had been projected. So I'm curious to see if that's going to happen this year, or if we're going to get the liberal. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. So you do not have faith in that Biden will be elected president?
So I think he has a very good chance of getting in. I think the thing that benefits him over Trump is that his response to the coronavirus was a lot better. However, they're both, in my mind, they're both senile and not mentally there at all. And I think when these debates happen in the next couple months, people are going to see that. And I think true terror is going to set in. So no, I don't really have hope for Biden. Kamala Harris is VP, which, I mean, to be frank, VP isn't really as big of a deal as people make it out to be. But it does kind of show his, and that's kind of been the whole message from my mind. What the DNC, the Democratic Party, is just selling out. I mean, there's a lot of criticism for that woman in terms of how she's handled certain prosecution, really some really shady stuff. I don't really know the specifics, but just in my mind, it was just a poor pick. And the fact that was his pick just shows us how many people are now with him. So there seems to be a lot of people who are so against the government that they want Trump to win because they believe it's the way that the government will be dismantled. So that's kind of a weird thought.
I just thought it was a strategic pick by Biden because now he has the Afro-American votes.
Exactly. Well, but that's kind of the thing, though, is I think, yes, there will be people that will sign on with that, but I think there will be a large group of people who are African American, Black, who look at that and they see it as it's a trophy pick in a sense.
Yeah.
They're not picking that person because they truly care about the struggles of African Americans. They're doing it because they want the votes. And I think in this country, people who understand the whole system can see that.
Yeah.
It would have been more surprising at this point if he picked a white man, like a white straight male. That would have been shocking. He probably would have gotten more votes.
You put all your money on Trump, and you're gonna have like 3 times your money back. I believe his odds now is like 2.5 to 1.
Oh, so in terms of so what does that mean? His odds are good?
Yeah, it means that you get 2.5 times your money back if he wins.
Okay, I see what you said. Yeah, no, and that's kind of the thing people forget is like Trump's base has not wavered through this whole thing. That's kind of the really and you can say whether that's for, you know, logical reasons or illogical reasons, probably more illogical reasons. But I mean, they're there. They're committed. I mean, those fuckers haven't faltered. So that's kind of interesting too.
Nothing's changed.
Yeah. Sorry again for, I can't believe I did not hit record on that. Jesus fucking Christ.
No problem, man. So, you know, like I'm sorry, I wanna get back a little bit to the Belarusian president election, right? And I am like surprised that this shit can even happen in 2020 in Europe.
Yeah, how
I'm going to decide.
Just fuck you.
I can. Yeah, just fuck you. Fuck you. My name is Alexander Lukashenko, and I'm the president. I will stay president.
Jesus Christ.
And it reminded me, you know, about their response to the coronavirus, because it was this news shit with this mad president saying there is no coronavirus, it's Belarus, because we're all at top health, we all drink lots of vodka, and we all do a lot of sauna, right? And you know, then the feed just cuts back to some local woman or something who's also asked about the coronavirus, and she just responds like she has a gun to the back of the head. Coronavirus? There is no coronavirus in Belarus.
Oh my god. That's like what happened in China too, right at the beginning. They were trying to keep that all secret.
Yeah.
Fucked up times we live in.
Yeah, that's fucked up times.
And, you know, that's kind of the problem with the U.S. government, is I feel like increasingly more and more of the government is kind of turning into that totalitarian state. You know, it might not be right there eminent like in the films or anything like that, but I think it is. It could slowly lead to that point. So that's kind of scary.
Yeah, it is. I'll send you the link now on Discord.
Oh, there you go.
Where
if I still have it open.
Where he basically claims that he won by a landslide, and 80% voted for him.
Oh yeah. Okay, so my Discord's open.
Yeah. Now you got it.
Aha. The Guardian.
So you got like this shit going on, clashes, and you have reporters getting knocked down on the street, shot like in the U.S.
Clashes broke out in cities across Belarus on Sunday evening as riot protests used rubber bullets, flash grenades. Yeah. He was ruled for 26 years?
Yeah.
Holy shit! That's some modern day fucking, God, monarchy shit. What the fuck?
26 years.
26 years. You know, there are congressmen that have been in government that long in the U.S., though, you know? Not that that's the same thing, but no, that's fucking crazy though, man. So
like
when did
decades?
So when this is, so let's see, when's the date on this? I'm not seeing the date. Is at the bottom, maybe? It's weird. I'm not seeing a date on this.
Should be pretty recent.
That's weird. Yeah, probably within the last. Oh, okay, 10th of August. Okay, so 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah, I've not heard that. And, you know, therein shows the how lovely US media is. And that's been the big problem, I think, with all this. You know, how the coronavirus was handled, how the protests were handled, all that. It was just so biased, so misinformative, and I think I would hope by the end of this year that we can all see that, but the likelihood is that we won't, and that's sad.
Yeah, for sure.
How's the media over there in Denmark? Is it pretty unbiased or biased, or what's your opinion on that?
Oh, I feel like it is. I feel like it's unbiased,
Okay.
but maybe it is because I don't know. Like because I try to stick to financial newspapers,
Mm.
and the reason for that is because that's the news that I can make sense. You know that I know it's not some bullshit.
Okay.
It's statistics. It's some real shit that's backed up.
Mm.
But no, like in general, I don't feel like news is biased.
Well, I mean that's a good thing. Definitely, and it's kind of ironic because you. I guess I don't know exactly how your government works in terms of like you being more quote unquote free or not. Not that I'm saying the U.S. is by any means, but I think that's kind of the thing about being Americans. You kind of have a sense that you're free, but it's kind of ironic because although we have that sense, our media seems to be a lot more biased than what yours is.
Yeah, no, like yeah, I get what you're saying. Like if you're following a news channel or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it is probably like a 90% chance that this news channel will be reporting, bad shit about Trump or make some fucking tweet, then
Yep.
jump on that horse and say that, oh, he tweeted this shit.
Yeah, and the big problem is
Right.
the whole reason they're doing that is not because they are doing it for the people. They're doing it because somebody paid them to do it.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
yeah.
Somebody also owns a large part of that TV station.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And those people, more often than not, have a huge say in what happens in politics. I guess this just goes back to what I was saying before. I think before the cut, how Americans are feeling disenfranchised. It's like there's a small group of people, seemingly controlling things by strings, and we're at the bottom, and that's at least the feeling.
Yeah.
Um,
But like I think I get what you're saying, man. That media should be unbiased
yes.
because the media is also under the other name fourth estate or fourth power, and that is because they hold so much freaking power and say as to what happens, right? Because like imagine the millions of people reading that newspaper or following that news channel, right?
Yep.
Fucked up.
Well, I think a big problem too comes down to education. I don't know what the state of education is there, but in America, there's not a lot of focus on critical thinking. I feel like I had the privilege of taking a class by a teacher who was very vocal about being progressive, and he would take entire class agendas out to focus on a current event, and the goal of his was to make us think. This happened, but what about this? How does this make you feel? Let's talk about this. These are the kind of conversations that he wanted to have, and I feel like that conversation is diminishing extremely, and a lot of that has to do with social media, to be frank. When you live in this
Man,
negativity.
Yeah, man, because people are more receptive to that shit, right? And all the tweets and Facebook shit and stuff, right?
Yep.
And like, just imagine how fucked up is it that you will use Facebook as the measurement tool for how your happiness should be.
Yeah, exactly, and a lot of people do. That's really fucked up.
Yeah, like, oh my god, this person took his fiance on a beautiful trip to Bora Bora and gave her flowers and bought her a fucking pink sports car. Right, that's what my life should be like.
Yeah, exactly. There's a perceived notion. The thing that's really ironic about that is those people are usually fucking miserable. The people that look like they're doing really well are usually they don't have very good relationships. They're constantly dealing with money and all this crazy fucking bullshit that the regular person would not even want to deal with. So it's
Oh yeah, man.
it's like the grass is
That
the green on the other side syndrome, you know?
that reminds me of something. Like my sister had this friend. With her friend, she was, like constantly posting on Facebook, Twitter. Look at me, I'm beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I have this house. I have these kids. I have these kids, and so on. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got this job.
Mm.
What do you think happened, man?
All fell apart, probably, right?
Oh, no, one day she just wakes up, writes a fucking note, a rope, and drives into the herself.
Wait, she
And
drove
hangs
into the
herself.
what? Sorry.
Drove into a forest and hanged herself.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Uh,
Damn.
and I was talking about something about this because something about people that chooses this method of suicide, and that they have like some project that they need to finish before they can do it,
Mm. That's a
right?
good point.
Because I came to think that, like my old neighbor back in Norway, back in did the same. Had some like what the fuck is the English word for that? Hold on. Yeah, had some farm storehouses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Way out in the middle of fucking nowhere in Norway. And this shit had to be transported back to, our town, their property, and renovated. And as soon as all this was done, bam, goes into the garage and hangs herself. Some shit. Uh, but yeah, man, like a lot of people are more fucking miserable than what they show to be.
Yeah, definitely. It's so easy in this day and age to promote that you're looking or doing a certain way.
Yeah,
Not to get into this too much, but I'm actually divorced, and a very similar thing happened with my ex-wife. And seeing this image of her with this, she started dating this guy that I worked with back at the, which is just a really whorish, shitty move. Whatever. I'm not gonna get into it, but that kind of reminds me of what you're saying is like people perceive themselves to be doing really well because knowing her and knowing that person, I know that that's in no way healthy. I know that we're having a couple beers, but they both drink in excess to the point of just really being unhealthy, not both mentally and physically. So yeah, I guess I see what you're saying. It's a really sad
yeah,
reality that we all live in.
yeah, yeah. It is. And like, let's touch base on this a little bit. Like, like because people typically get sad if they see some shit. Like, let's say that, like, it's somebody's exposed to seeing somebody constantly on Facebook
Mm-hmm.
with a huge house and a big fucking car,
Mm-hmm.
right? And eventually, person A will start to think, why the fuck don't I have what person B has?
Yeah, I mean
Like, if you could, yeah,
that's that's bound to happen. And that's kind of
yeah,
the whole. That's what the whole problem with Facebook and all social media is. It's literally programmed. The people that have created this stuff have admitted to programming it in a way where it's addictive, where
yeah,
you as a person are, psychologically intertwined with this thing.
making it more and more difficult to, like, be content with what you have.
Exactly. Well,
But
and that's the thing.
but
Sorry.
eventually you can't. You can't be content because you know that there is more out there. And as long as you know there is more out there, and you're exposed to the so-called more, then that's what you're like. Like, what you think. That's what you think, and that's what you're aiming to get.
Yeah.
and then your expectations just get shut down when you realize that you can't get it right, and you can't be content with what you have.
Yeah.
Uh, so I think, like a kid playing football in Africa that doesn't own anything else than the fucking shorts he's playing in and the soccer shoes. He's more happy than any of us
yeah.
because yeah,
No, that's fucking true. Like rags to riches,
yeah,
Be more appreciative of it. And again, not to get into me, but being a person who came from a more, maybe a higher income family, I feel like that's part of my life that's I've kind of missed out on the value of that, the value of like achievement and like wanting really big things. Yeah. So but I mean,
yeah,
I guess
no,
just
yeah,
just
yeah.
going back to Facebook, it's I really hope that we can all get off that fucking thing. I'm so goddamn sick of Facebook. I hate it. I've deleted that app like 4 goddamn times, like my profile 4 times. But I don't know.
But
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no. What were you saying? What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, like, what social media are you like really big on? Like, if you're just like scrolling your phone, like, what are you?
None,
Oh,
man.
really?
Like I rarely fucking check Facebook.
Wow.
Like I check Facebook once a year, which is my birthday, right? And like this year, I didn't even fucking do that.
So you get the dopamine rush on your birthday from all the birthday
Yeah,
notifications.
like this year I didn't even fucking do that, right? And then I think like a month or two after my birthday, and I checked this and I'm like saying, dude, so many people have written on my wall, right? So no, man, because I don't believe in that social media crap.
Well, that's
I
good for you, man.
literally think it's poison.
I know. I 110% agree. Is so fucking toxic. Like it's like I said, it's designed to be toxic almost. It's like ruined like friendships for me. Just like over stupid posts. And I always get trapped in the thing where I see something online that's like totally against the trend. I feel like I'm being really important in posting it, and then I just go down my wall and I see just post after post after post after post with like no activity, nobody gives a fuck, and I'm just like, why do I even care? Why do I post
Yeah,
this?
you care because you know it's there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know it's there, and then you want to fucking check. You want to dig a little bit more, and bam, you're hooked. You're
Yeah.
hooked like a 13-year-old prostitute on cigarettes.
So I guess what do you do besides so I guess if you're not on social media, what do you spend your time doing then?
But well, it is YouTube. Like I guess you could call YouTube a kind of like social media.
In a way,
But
not the same, but in a way.
but on YouTube, I feel like you have like a way more fucking freedom. Like filtering what you want to see,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
You can
you think you have
you can
freedom on
choose.
YouTube? I've always thought the algorithm was really constraining.
Yeah, well, like I get what you mean, like with like the algorithm and constraining and stuff, right? But you still like choose what you want to what you want to search for, what you want
I
to
see what you're
see,
saying.
and you choose if you want to learn how to make $1 million in 10 minutes, or how I spent my $10 million on buying toilet paper and servants wiping my ass with it. Right? You
That's
you
funny.
you have like a larger filter that you could choose from.
I see what you're
Um,
saying.
but yeah, what do I spend my time on except for that? I became like a father a year ago. So I spent a lot of time with my kid.
Hmm. Oh, so you're a father.
Uh,
How old's your kid?
yeah, 1 year and
Oh.
couple of months.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations. Um,
Thanks, man.
I'm not a father yet, but I that's definitely something I want to do at some point.
Yeah.
I so we've been talking for a little bit. I kind of want to try to wrap this up. But I guess one more point on kind of the YouTube. What do you think about and this is kind of going up on YouTube, so it might be kind of shitty to talk about them. But what do you think about them, like pulling down certain videos or like blocking certain videos for like quote unquote harassment? Namely, iDubbbz, his Leafly video got taken down for bullying and harassment, and everybody, the internet, kind of outcried over that. I guess what are your thoughts on that kind of stuff?
Uh, Let me think a little bit about my answer here. I feel like like YouTube has become huge after Google purchased it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And if you just like like compare Amazon and Google together,
Oh, that would be a
or just
disaster.
would be a fucking disaster. But by saying that like Google is becoming more and more like Amazon, which is some fucking unstoppable force
Mm.
that is just like so fucking huge that they can do whatever the fuck they want. And that's going to continue, man. It's going to continue with like restrictions on YouTube, less money being earned by YouTubers, worse deals, more shit being pulled down in favor of others.
Yep.
It is just Darwin. It's just Darwin and I Ching, survival of the fittest.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, that's kind of the scary part, how the gears are kind of working on this big of a level. So I guess where do you think we're going to end up with all that then? If it's just kind of Darwin of the fittest, like if it's just kind of going to go its course, so I guess how do you think technology is going to play into that?
Like what I would want to see is uh, somebody that could come and compete with YouTube.
Well, there's
Right.
Vimeo, but
If
I
that could
mean,
happen, yeah, it's Vimeo, but still, like they're not huge enough.
yeah,
All right. It needs to come somebody that is just as big as YouTube, or if not more, and create, like a healthy competitive environment between these companies.
yeah, like a
Like
true,
unless you see that true contrast, like every hero need a villain, right?
yep,
Every story need a protagonist and an anti-protagonist.
it's true.
Um,
Yin yang.
so yeah, yin yang. That's what we need, and we don't fucking have that with YouTube. We have YouTube.
Yep, they're the monolith. They're the monarchy.
Yeah, yeah.
So you think just over a matter of time, eventually that's going to happen. We're going to find something bigger and better.
Yeah, or at least like a competitor.
Well, that's the
That's just
hope.
huge.
That's definitely the hope. I mean, I guess they said the same thing about Facebook 10 years ago. That's or not 10 years, probably not quite that long. But I think at least maybe in 2015, 2016, I was reading, Facebook is going to become obsolete. Now it's almost
Yeah.
seemingly bigger than it ever has been.
My,
So
my main concern about Facebook is that like how can they evaluate themselves to be worth what they're worth?
I'm sorry.
It's a question that I've pondered many times. Like Facebook doesn't produce anything. They don't really sell a product,
Yeah, you're
but
right.
still they're evaluated to be worth like $10 billion or something.
That's true. Well, I think maybe they're trying to value the information,
Right.
but I mean,
Yeah, like how it's pretty much the same as you putting up a web page and then you say, my webpage is worth $1 billion, and it's worth $1 billion because I tell you it's worth $1 billion. Right?
That's funny.
And you kind of like have the same shit with Tesla. I know Tesla ain't a social media yet, but still, man, like they evaluate themselves to be worth way more than what they're worth.
Yeah, but I would argue that Tesla's on a. I mean, they're actually. I mean, they created a tunnel. I mean, they do create. I think Elon Musk created flamethrowers. I mean, they do create products at least. I mean, they're. I mean, rockets and all that. I mean, they're at least producing things. I mean, but I see what you're saying about Facebook, though.
Well, I know, yeah, that they're not really selling a product, but still they're evaluated at the price.
Yeah.
And like they are so fucking high up there. Like after what are they called? Alphabet. Alphabet is the name of the companies that owns Google. Anyways, like what I was like saying about Tesla is that like every other car company in the world evaluates themselves after what they produce and how much they sell, right? And Tesla sells something like 300,000 cars a year, which is nothing compared to Volkswagen, BMW, Ford, all these places, but still they evaluate themselves to be worth a hell of a lot more.
I see what you're saying. So they're probably doing that because of the technology they're putting forth, because it's the non-gasoline cars, right? Electric.
Yeah.
So that probably has a lot to do with it, but yeah, interesting comparison. It's really, like I said, it's really crazy to see where we're all going forth in all this. Well, it is.
Hey man,
sorry, go ahead. Go for it.
Ask one more thing.
Yeah. Go for it.
Like, have you seen all of the Expanse?
Wait, what is that? Like, you talking about like Expense in general, or what do you mean?
No, the TV show, The Expanse.
The Expense? No, I have not.
No, you haven't seen The Expanse?
No, I'm not really a TV guy.
Year 2350.
It's called The Expense.
No, The Expanse. Like
Expand. Oh, okay, I see it. Expanse.
Like,
was that on Netflix?
Kind of, like, interesting. Now it's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, which I do have. Okay.
But like I will like this year, we have 30 billion people on Earth. Unemployment rate at 50%.
Oh,
no
damn.
Crime, or almost no crime, because everybody's just being doped up.
That seems like some too real shit. I don't like it when they throw the percentages in the shows. Makes it too real.
and oceans being gray and no more fish or something, because we never managed to save the fucking oceans. We just continued polluting and throwing shit into it.
Oh, I see. Now that's actually, I can believe that 110%. We're fucking up the ocean. That was crazy. No, sorry, one more quick tangent. The whole thing with COVID that was crazy is how maybe we talked about this, how like the environment has like has gone up substantially. Like it's improved substantially in the last few months that people have not been out.
Yeah, but we'll fuck it up again.
There's one thing we as humans are good at doing. It's fucking things up.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, because how I feel like humans are working is that, we will just continue doing some shit, even though it's bad for us. it's bad for the environment, even though it's fucking shit up. Continue doing this until it's on the point when now it's too late and it's fucked up. And then, oh my god, it's too late and it's fucked up, but we gotta do something now.
Oh yeah, that's definitely how it's going to go. I mean, we are not capable of thinking that far ahead at all.
No.
All right.
Because we let our greed get to us, right? We want more and more.
Yeah, that's the end game always. More and more and more.
Yeah.
Like I said, the negative is all capitalism.
All right, man.
All right.
To wrap it up.
Yeah. I unfortunately gotta get going to work actually. So that's a bitch. Working nights. But hey, this has been a great fucking episode. I'm so sorry that we did not record that. I think it was like a good 20-30 minutes, like right in the middle of a conversation. So I will make sure to get you back on again for sure. We can do it legit, straight up. But nevertheless, this is a great episode. I think we got up to about an hour. So yeah, so it'll be up on YouTube, and yeah. All right.
Yeah, all right, man. And don't forget to check out my channel.
Yep.
Which will be linked in the description below.
Yep, I will do that. And I'll link your Spotify too. You got you've been keeping that up to date, Spotify?
Nah, I'll upload some shit to Spotify and I get some links later.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely not that I don't listen to your stuff, but like I'm more easily able to listen to it if it's audio for me, just because I work. I work obviously, but I clean offices, so that's kind of my whole thing is I do audio at least.
Okay, so you listen to podcasts while you're cleaning.
Yeah. So it's a it's a pretty good gig. I get to do that. So
yeah.
All right. Well, hey man, you keep well. Enjoy the rest of your beer, and we'll keep in touch. All right.
Yeah, sure, man.
All right. You have yourself a good night.
Good night, man.
All right. Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning into the episode today. It was a hell of a time. A little half drunken, but that's okay. Stay tuned. Next week, we're going to have a very special guest with a group of talented individuals here in the Des Moines area. Dead Teen Clan. They're big fans of Odd Future and Earl Sweatshirt and those guys. So I'm sure it's going to be a great conversation. So please stay tuned for that. Otherwise, I hope everybody has a good weekend, a good week, I should say. And for everybody that went to the field trip, I had a great time. I know I did. I know I'm recording this pre-festival, but it's gonna be great. So, all right, everybody, have a good night.